Welcome back to my channel. In this video you will learn how to crochet the main stitches. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to support this channel and click the notification button to be notified when new videos are released. To crochet, we'll need yarn and a crochet hook. We are going to begin with a foundation chain. Here are a few ways to hold your hook. The first way, you can hold it like a hammer. The second way, you can hold it like a knife. And the third way, you can hold it like a pencil. There is no right or wrong way to hold your hook. You hold your hook in whatever way you're most comfortable with. Next up is the slip knot. The slip knot is what you use to start most of your crochet projects. So take your yarn, hang it over your finger, grab the two ends of the yarn, and then you're going to twist it. And it's going to form a little X. And then you're going to take your thumb and stick it right into that hole. Now that yarn to the bottom right, you are going to grab it with your index finger and your thumb and pull it through the hole. And this is how you do a slip knot. I'm going to show you guys how to do that one more time. So grab your yarn, hang it over your finger just like this. Grab the two ends of the yarn and twist it to form a little X. You're going to take your thumb, insert it to the hole, yarn to the bottom right. You are going to grab it with your thumb and your index finger and pull it through the hole. To tighten the hole, you just grab both ends of the yarn and just pull on it. Grab your hook and insert it into that hole. And once again, to tighten that hole, just pull on both of the ends of the yarn. Do not make the hole too tight. You still want to be able to move the yarn around on your hook. Next up is holding your yarn. Take your left index finger and slide it underneath the yarn. Close your fingers and flip your hand over. Now with your middle finger and your thumb, you are going to grab the yarn underneath the hook. I'm going to show you how to do this one more time. Slide your left index finger underneath the yarn. Close your fingers. Flip your hand over. And with your thumb and your middle finger, grab the yarn underneath your hook. There's no right or wrong way to hold your yarn. This is just how I like to do it. You can hold your yarn in whatever way you're most comfortable with. Let's get started on yarning over. In order to yarn over, you're going to be taking your hook and wrapping it underneath the yarn. So wrap the hook underneath the yarn and make sure that the yarn is underneath the hook. This is called a yarn over. I'm going to show you one more time. Take your hook, wrap it around the yarn by going under and around, and make sure that the yarn is underneath the hook. I'm going to show you one more time. Take your hook, wrap it underneath that yarn, and make sure that the yarn is underneath the hook, and this is how you yarn over. Next, we are going to pull up a loop by dragging our hook all the way down and pulling it through that hole. And I'm going to show you how to do that again. This is called pulling up a loop. So first, we yarn over, and then we're going to drag our hook all the way down and pull it through that hole, and this is called pulling up a loop. Yarning over and pulling up a loop. You have just completed 2 chains. Yarn over, pull up a loop. As you continue, your chains will get longer. To have better stability of your project, make sure you are moving your thumb up and underneath the hook to have a better tension when working on your project. Again, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You are chaining for your foundation chain. And you can continue yarning over and pulling up a loop. I'm going to do a total of 10. You can do as many as you like. This is what it looks like when my foundation chain is complete. When I flip it over to the back, you can see that there are bumps. I want to show you how to recognize your chain / stitches. They are shaped like the letter V's. So when you are inserting your hook, you will be inserting it into the middle of the V. Knowing the shape of the stitch also helps you with counting them as well. Now we are going to put everything together that we learned and start our single crochets. We are going to make a slip knot. I'm going to chain a total of 10 chains, but you can chain as many chains as you like. This is what it should look like after you finish chaining all of your chains. Now I'm going to show you how to identify your second chain. We count from the right side. This is going to be the chain that you are inserting your hook into. Just a small reminder that chains and stitches are shaped like the letter V. To single crochet, you are going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. That's the chain that I just showed you in the last slide. This is what it looks like. And now you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. This is what it should look like so far. You should have 2 loops on your hook. And now you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop through those last 2 loops. And you have just did your first single crochet. Now this right here is your next stitch. Remember, the stitches look like the letter V. You will be inserting your hook into the middle of the V. Now you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook, just like this. And now you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop through those last 2 loops. Again, inside the next stitch, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. You're going to continue working single crochets into the rest of your chains until you have no more chains left. So yarn over, pull up a loop, pull your hook out, grab your scissors and cut the end of your yarn. Take that loop and pull it through and tug on it to seal your project. For the half double crochets, you are going to make a slip knot and then chain as many chains as you desire. We will be inserting our hook into the second stitch from the hook. This is the second stitch from the hook that I inserted my needle in. We are skipping the first stitch and inserting our hook into the second stitch. For a half double crochet, before you insert your hook, you need to yarn over. And now you can insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. And now you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull up a loop through all 3 of those loops. So you will be pulling your crochet hook through all of those loops that are on your hook. Inside that next stitch, we're going to do the same thing. Yarn over, insert your hook inside that next stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull your hook through all 3 of those loops. Again, yarn over, insert your hook inside that next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. 3 loops should be on your hook. Yarn over and pull your hook through all 3 of those loops. And this is how you half double crochet. You're going to continue working half double crochets until you have no more chains left. When you are finished, chain 1 and cut your yarn to seal your project. For a double crochet, you are going to make a slip knot and chain as many chains as you desire. For the double crochets, you are going to yarn over and insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. And then you are going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. And now you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop through the first 2 loops. You should have 2 loops left on your hook. And now you're going to yarn over and pull your hook through those last 2 loops, and that's how you double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook inside the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull your hook through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull your hook through the last 2 loops. Again, yarn over, insert your hook inside the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull your hook through those first 2 loops, yarn over and pull your hook through the last 2 loops. Continue working double crochets until you reach your last chain. This is what it looks like when you finish working your double crochets. And now we are going to chain 1 and cut the end of our yarn to seal this piece. For a slip stitch, you are going to make a slip knot and chain as many chains as you desire. We are inserting our hook into the second chain from the hook. Insert your hook into that second chain. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops on your hook. Pull that first loop through the second loop. And as I'm doing that, I'm pinching the bottom to have a grip on those stitches. Again, insert your hook inside the next stitch. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops on your hook. Pull that first loop through the last loop. Insert your hook inside that next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You will have 2 loops on your hook. Pull the first loop through the last loop. Now when you're working a slip stitch, you don't want to be so tight with your tension because it will make it harder for you to get your hook inside the stitch when you are working your rows. Continue working slip stitches until you reach your last stitch. This is what it looks like after you finish working the rest of your slip stitch. We are going to chain 1 and cut the end of our yarn to seal our project. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to support this channel.